And what we have here is the personal recovery capital measure. So this is half of the assessment of recovery capital, and this is absolutely central. What we ask people to do when they complete these 25 questions, and the same for the next 25 about social recovery capital, is not to spend too long thinking about it. It's the initial gut reaction. All 25 are statements, and the aim with these statements is simply to say, if you agree with them, tick the box to indicate your endorsement of that box. So essentially, if you're not sure, or it doesn't apply today, or it doesn't apply all the time, then you leave it blank. We have deliberately designed this section to be only endorse it if you unequivocally and unilaterally agree with it. So essentially, we ask people to fill this in, and this is probably one of the sections you may choose to allow the client to sit in the chair and tick the boxes, and you watch and observe them doing it so that you can monitor their completion of the section. So when you get to the bottom, you simply click onto the next button, and it will do exactly the same thing for social recovery capital. There are 25 questions, and when you come to see the analysis for both personal and social recovery capital, they are split into 5 subdomains. That's not relevant to the client completing it. It's only going to be relevant to you when we come in module 3 to review the score profile. But in essence, what we are doing here is providing a detailed breakdown of what areas of both personal and of social recovery capital the individual has. So this is us now done what is the crucial section for us. We've dealt with personal recovery capital in section 5. We've dealt with social recovery capital in section 6. And now we go on to deal with a number of things in section 7, but the most important to start with is something we call the recovery group participation scale. And the recovery group participation scale uses the same principle of 14 items that you either tick or you don't tick if they apply to you. And this measures involvement with community recovery groups, not just 12-step groups, but it will also include other forms of mutual help organizations like Smart Recovery, Double Trouble in Recovery, Women for Sobriety, but also things like recovery community organizations and recovery clubhouses. So people are then asked what face-to-face groups they've attended in the last month. And for Wiley, that's 2 groups, Narcotics Anonymous and Feelings in Focus. And then they're asked what online recovery groups they've attended. But Wiley Coyote, being a cartoon character, is not big on online services, so he hasn't attended any online groups. This next section is also about unmet needs and support, but in this case, from the less formal services of recovery support services. And Wiley does feel that he would benefit from peer support, 12-step mutual aid, and other community recovery groups, but he's not really interested in engaging with online recovery support services. The last part of section 7 is a more detailed analysis of the kind of support people get from other people. This is a direct measure of social capital and identity. And what we have here is another ladder score. So again, this time it's rated between 0 and 7, and the person simply marks where they are on the scale. And it's important you're aware of what you're going to answer if somebody says, what does a 2 mean or what does a 3 mean? Because it's from strongly disagree to strongly agree, we tend to think of 4 as the don't know, don't care option. So anything above 4 is positive, anything below 3 or below is negative. And essentially what 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 mean is the strength of feeling in this area. So we are now completed that section, and that takes us to the end of section 7. And in the next section, in the final part of this video, we'll then go on to look at the last 2 areas of the RECCAP, commitment to sobriety, and then personal individual responses to how people should complete the scale.